Welcome to YouTube channel. Myself Dr. E. Komraya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Sri Rajarajeshwara Gout Arts and Science College, Karimnagar, Telangana, India. Today I am going to discuss about properties of eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix. Now first of all, what is an eigenvalue and eigenvector of a matrix? Let A be a square matrix of order n, then the scalar lambda is said to be eigenvalue of A corresponding to the eigenvector x not equals to 0 if Ax equals to lambda x. Ax equals to lambda x, then lambda is the scalar and x is the vector which belongs to Rn. Here x is a non-zero vector. These eigenvalues are determined by using characteristic equation determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. By solving this equation we will get the eigenvector. A is of order n, then we will get eigenvectors are n eigenvectors, and the eigenvectors are given by solving the system A minus lambda e into x for each value of lambda equals to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n. For each value of lambda 1 we will get an eigenvector, and this polynomial determinant of A minus lambda I, which is known as characteristic polynomial. If A is of order n, then degree of the polynomial is n. Now we will discuss with the properties. The eigenvalues of a diagonal matrix or triangular matrix are their diagonals only. That means if D is a diagonal matrix 1 0 0 0 2 0 0 3 0, then its eigenvalues are given by its diagonal elements only. This is the diagonal matrix. Then these diagonal entries 1 2 3 are eigenvalues of this matrix. Similarly, A is a triangular matrix. This is upper triangular matrix. For triangular matrix also the eigenvalues are its diagonal elements only, minus 2, 3 and 5. And the eigenvalues of identity matrix, I is the identity matrix which is also diagonal matrix. Its eigenvalues are 1 1 1. Like that, whenever the given matrix is diagonal, triangular and or identity matrix, then we can say directly determine the eigenvalues without expanding determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. This is the first property. And second one is, for each eigenvalue, lambda is an eigenvalue, for each eigenvalue there corresponds more than one eigenvectors. This is the first one. For one eigenvalue there are more than one eigenvectors, not only one, more than one eigenvectors are possible. Since determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0, then the system has infinite non-zero solutions. That's why for each value of lambda we will have so many eigenvectors, lambda 1, x1, x2, x3 up to so on xn. That means for each value of lambda, for each eigenvalue there corresponds more than one eigenvectors. But conversely, for each eigenvector corresponds to only one and only one eigenvalue, not more than one eigenvalues. This is very important observation. For one lambda, two eigenvectors are possible. For one eigenvector, two eigenvalues are not possible. Two eigenvalues are not possible. This is the important observation. Second property. And third one is lambda be an eigenvalue of a matrix A, then number 1, k lambda is an eigenvalue of k into A, constant into matrix A, and lambda plus k is an eigenvalue of A plus ki, and lambda power n is an eigenvalue of A power n, and A naught lambda square plus A1 lambda plus A naught be an eigenvalue of A naught A square plus A1A plus A naught I, and 1 by lambda is an eigenvalue of A inverse for lambda not equals to 0. For lambda not equals 0 if A inverse exists. These are the important properties. I combined all properties in single property. Individually each one of them will become a property, but I combined all of them. They are all similar. Lambda is an eigenvalue, then k lambda is an eigenvalue of ka, lambda plus k is an eigenvalue of A plus ki, lambda power n is an eigenvalue of A power n, and the polynomial equation A naught A2 A square plus A1A plus A naught I eigenvalue is A2 lambda square A1 lambda plus A naught. You can take this polynomial in any degree. Here I can consider second degree, A2 lambda square A1 lambda plus A naught. We can consider for any degree, an lambda n, an minus 1 lambda n minus 1 up to so on. For that is the eigenvalue for the matrix an, small an, capital A power n, small an minus 1, capital A power n minus 1 up to so on, A naught I. Like that we can understand. Here only I can consider for only up to second degree. We can extend this for nth degree also. And 1 by lambda is the eigenvalue of A inverse whenever A inverse exists. This is the third property. The proofs, I can give the proofs in a simple way. Now according to the definition, x is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda, then we have the property Ax equals to lambda. This is the definition of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Now for first one, ka into x, first property. In the third property, first one, ka into x, k into Ax, that implies k lambda into x. K lambda is a constant, ka is a vector. For ka implies k lambda x. That means k lambda is the eigenvector of matrix ka. In the same way, A plus ki into x, just we consider the definition as per the definition, A plus ki, that's why A plus ki into x. It will become lambda plus k into x. That's why lambda plus k is the eigenvalue of A plus ki. In the same way, consider A cube x. You can also consider A power n x repeatedly. A cube x is equals to A square into Ax. Ax becomes lambda x. Again lambda comes outside, it is a scalar, and A into, sorry, it is A square A into Ax. Again Ax becomes lambda x. Lambda comes outside, lambda square. Again Ax, again lambda. Finally we will reach lambda cube x. That's why A cube x equals to lambda cube x. That's why lambda cube is an eigenvalue of A cube. Like that we continue this for A power n, any power of A. And similarly we consider for this matrix we have to prove. That's why this one into x, Ax, like that, A2 A square A1A plus A naught I into x. This will become A2 is a scalar, A square x. A square eigenvector is lambda square. That's why lambda square. A1 Ax, Ax is lambda x. That's why lambda into x common. A naught I into x. That is A naught into x. Like that, this is the, and similarly multiplying both sides this equation by A inverse, pre-multiply by A inverse, then it will become A inverse x equals to 1 by lambda. A inverse becomes x, lambda comes this side, that's why 1 by lambda into x. A inverse x is equals to 1 by lambda into x. That's why 1 by lambda is an eigenvalue of A inverse. Like that we can prove the any property using according to the definition only. We have to find the eigenvalue of a cube. You can consider this one. If you want to find eigenvalue of a power n, you can use this one. Consider ax, lambda is the eigenvalue, then ax equals to lambda x. First you can take this one and consider this one. Finally you reach a cube lambda x. Or you want to find for this one, you can consider a into whichever is the matrix. This is the matrix. For this one into x. We have fundamentals, this one and a cube, this one. These two properties you can use and prove this one. Like that we can prove any property by using these concepts. Now another property, property 4, the eigenvalues of A and A transpose are same. The eigenvalues of matrix A and matrix A transpose are same. For this, simply we can consider the characteristic polynomial of A, that is determinant of A minus lambda I. This is the characteristic polynomial of A, and we know that determinant of A and A transpose is same. That's why we can consider determinant of this is equals to determinant of A minus lambda I transpose, since determinant of A equals determinant of A transpose. Now A minus lambda I whole transpose is nothing but A transpose into lambda I. This is the characteristic polynomial of A transpose. This is the characteristic polynomial of A. That's why characteristic polynomial of A equals to characteristic polynomial of A transpose. That's why the eigenvalues of both are same. This is the proof for eigenvalues of A and A transpose are same. And similarly, if lambda I if det A equal to 0, if and only if lambda equals 0 is an eigenvalue of A. This is also one important concept. If A is singular, then lambda equals 0 is an eigenvalue of A. If det A equal to 0, if and only if det A minus 0I equal to 0, if and only if 0 is an eigenvalue of A. A minus lambda I, lambda equal to 0 here. That's why 0 is an eigenvalue of A. This is the proof for property 5. And property 6 we can take. Let lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are eigenvalues of a matrix A, then the trace of A is nothing but sum of the eigenvalues. That's why lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda n. Similarly, the determinant of eigenvalues equals to lambda 1 into lambda 2 into product of the eigenvalues. These are the most important properties of the eigenvalues. For this proof we consider the determinant of A minus lambda I for n by n matrix and simplify it, the polynomial of determinant of A minus lambda is of degree n. We consider the coefficients of lambda power n, lambda power n minus 1 up to so on constant. The constant will become sum of the product of the eigenvalues. The constant will become the product of the determinant of A, that is product of the eigenvalues, and lambda power n minus 1 coefficient will become the sum of the eigenvalues. It is equals to trace of A. If you simplify it, the lambda power n minus 1 coefficient is A11 plus A22 plus A33 plus up to so on An. That is nothing but sum of the eigenvalues. That's why trace of A is equals to lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda n we will get. And another property is the eigenvalues of symmetric and Hermitian matrix are always real numbers. The eigenvalues of symmetric matrix or otherwise Hermitian matrix are always real numbers. This is an important property. Now the eigenvalues of skew Hermitian or skew symmetric matrix are always zeros or purely imaginaries. The eigenvalues of skew symmetric and skew Hermitian matrices are always zero or purely imaginaries. This is also an important property. And the eigenvalues of an orthogonal matrix. Orthogonal matrix means A into A transpose equals to I. Det A into det A transpose. Det A into det A transpose equals to det I. Det I is 1. That's why det A and det A transpose is same. That's why det A whole square equals to 1, det A equals to plus or minus 1. That is trivial. Determinant of A equals to determinant of A transpose. That's why det A into det A transpose is det A whole square. Det A whole square equals to det I. Det I is 1. That's why det A whole square is 1. That implies det A equals to plus or minus I. And the eigenvalues of unitary matrix. Let us take unitary matrix. In the case of complex numbers, the eigenvalues of unitary matrix are unit modulus. That means their modulus is 1. The eigenvalues of unitary matrix are unit modulus. Their modulus should be 1. In the case of orthogonal matrix also, their modulus is 1. Their modulus is 1. We can say that the eigenvalues of orthogonal matrix also unit modulus, because the eigenvalues of orthogonal matrix are plus or minus 1. Their modulus is always 1. We can say that one also. Simply we can say that the eigenvalues of orthogonal matrix are unit modulus plus or minus 1. The eigenvalues of unitary matrix are unit modulus. And another property, the eigenvalues, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are always linearly independent. The eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are always linearly independent. And the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of symmetric matrix. Coming to the symmetric matrix. In the case of symmetric matrix, the eigenvectors are orthogonal to each other. Orthogonal to each other. And every orthogonal set is linearly independent. That's why these are also linearly independent. The eigenvectors of symmetric matrix are linearly independent as well as orthogonal to each other also. These are the two differences. For any matrix, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. In the case of symmetric matrix, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal to each other. They are perpendicular to each other. Now let us take one example. A equals to 6 minus 2, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 3. This is a symmetric matrix. Its eigenvalues are given by lambda equals to 2, 2, 3. These are the eigenvalues. Lambda equals to 2, 2, 8. Sorry. Now you have to check here. The product of the eigenvalues is det A. If you can find determinant of A, it will be 32. And the product of the eigenvalues also 2 into 2 into 8. It will be 32. And sum of the eigenvalues equals trace of A. The sum of this eigenvalues is 12. Here also trace of A is 6 plus 3 plus 3. It is 12. You have to cross check everything. The sum of the eigenvalues equals trace of A. Product of the eigenvalues or determinant of A. And for lambda equals to 2, you will get the eigenvector 1, 2, 0 into S is the parameter plus minus 1, 0, 2 into T. T is the another parameter. For lambda equals to 2, the eigenspace is spanned by 1, 2, 0, minus 1, 0, 2. That means spanning of these two vectors. Span of these two vectors, this one and this one, is a eigenvector for A corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda for any value of assigned T. That means span of these two vectors. This span is known as eigenspan of A corresponding to the lambda equals to 2. Eigenspan of A corresponding to the lambda equals to 2. This is the dimension of eigenspan of the dimension of eigenspace of lambda equals to is 2. Since the basis for the eigenspan for lambda equals 2 is consists of two vectors 1, 2, 0 and minus 0, 2. That's why its dimension is 2. And for lambda equals to 8, the eigenvector y is equals to 2 minus 1, 1 into k is the parameter. For any value of k, it is the eigenvector. That's why the dimension of eigenspace of A corresponding to the lambda equals to 8 is 1. That's why the eigenspace for lambda equals to 8 spanned by only one vector. These are linearly independent. You can check. These two are linearly independent, or these three are also linearly independent, or combining all these three are also linearly independent. The eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are always linearly independent. And here particularly it is the symmetric matrix. In the symmetric matrix case, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal to each other. These are not for distinct eigenvalues. These are eigenvalues for lambda equals 2 only, but check for this one and this one, or this one and this one. These are linearly perpendicular to each other. You have to check minus 1 into 2, 2, 0 into 1, 0, minus 2 plus 2, 0. These two are perpendicular. And coming to these two, 1 into 2, 2, minus 2 into minus 1, minus 2. This will be 0. These two are perpendicular, these two are perpendicular, and these two are perpendicular. That's why the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of perpendicular whenever A is symmetric matrix. This is one important property. And we can take some important definitions, that is the algebraic multiplicity and geometric multiplicity. The algebraic multiplicity is nothing but it is the eigenvalue. The algebraic multiplicity of an eigenvalue lambda of A is the number of times lambda appears as a root of characteristic equation. Number of times lambda appears as a root of the characteristic equation. In the earlier case, we can take here how many times 2 appears? 2 times. That's why the algebraic multiplicity is 2 for lambda equals to 2. That is the algebraic multiplicity. Lambda appears as a root of number of times lambda appears as a root of characteristic equation. In the earlier case, it is lambda characteristic equation is lambda minus 2 whole square into lambda minus 8. 2 appears twice. That's why for geometric multiplicity of lambda, algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to is 2. Now similarly, geometric multiplicity is nothing but number of eigenvectors, independent eigenvectors. Number of independent eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda is known as geometric multiplicity. Number of eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. Independent eigenvectors, not only eigenvectors, independently eigenvectors, or the dimension of eigenspace. The dimension of eigenspace of lambda, or number of independent eigenvectors corresponding to lambda. These two are same. In the earlier case, we can take for lambda equals to 2, there are 2 linearly independent eigenvectors. This is one eigenvector, this is one eigenvector. That's why the geometric multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 is 2. And algebraic multiplicity also 2. Both are same here. We can observe carefully. The geometric multiplicity, algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 is 2. And for lambda equals to 8, algebraic multiplicity is 1, geometric multiplicity is also 1. They are equal here. That's why in this particular case we will get for 3 linearly independent eigenvectors. That is careful observation. 3 linearly independent eigenvectors. Sometimes it is not possible. The algebraic multiplicity is 2, then geometric is 2, algebraic will become 1 also. That I will give in the next example. Here both are same. Geometric multiplicity and algebraic multiplicity of each eigenvalue is same. Now I can consider one simple example. A is equals to 1, 0, 3, 1. What are the eigenvalues? This is clearly a triangular matrix. This is particularly lower triangular matrix. Its eigenvalues are 1, 1. For solve the eigenvectors, the eigenvector we will get is x is equals to 0, 1. Only 1 we will get. How we will get? By solving the system a minus lambda into x equals 0. 1 minus 1, 0, 0, 3, 0 into x, y equal to 0, 0. Now 3 into x equal to 0. 3x 0. That's why x should be 0. First component should be 0. And what about second component? 0 into y, 0 into y. And y may be any value. Y may be any value. That is, I can take 1. 0, 1 is the only one eigenvector. For lambda equals to 1, there is no other eigenvector. But here, for lambda equals to 1, algebraic multiplicity is 2. But the geometric multiplicity is 1. Here we did not get the 2 linear independent eigenvectors. This is very careful observation. Only one independent eigenvector we will get here. This is very careful observation for diagonalization of a matrix. That is next topic. That is more useful. In such a way, we can determine the geometric and algebraic multiplicity of the eigenvector for a matrix A. These are the important properties for the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the given matrices. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the Cayley-Hamilton theorem and diagonalization of the matrix. Thank you.